Hi, beautiful. Welcome to EBINOTTI Official. I am EBINOTTI, and today we are doing the zodiac readings. So, for the moon cycle, it is full moon Leo. We read the moon cycle every 2 weeks, the full moons and the new moons. And today we are breaking it down with the zodiacs. This is going to be for the zodiac sign of Gemini. Excuse me. Now, whether you're Gemini sun or moon, you have Gemini placement within your birth chart that is significant right now, or if you just want to tap into this reading for any reason, that is up to you, okay? Don't worry too much about the zodiac signs if you're not a Gemini. It ain't a thing. There could be messages for you in this reading either way. So for the full moon, you know what it is with the full moon. It's a full amplification. Leo is a pretty special one. In Aquarius season, we get the full moon Leo, and it's typically difficult for many within the collective. Now, Gemini, being the twins, the air energy Gemini, you're probably smashing right now. And if you're not, don't worry, you don't have to feel bad about it. A lot of people struggle with full moon energy. So facing the shadow work under full moon Leo, doing the bravery and courage thing, facing down our fears, possibly being called to do some self-discipline, self-development, education, research, any of those kind of mental aspect things. So if you've got a juicy project on the go, really leaning into that or completing that, whatever part of the process you're in right now. And that's kind of where we're at with full moon. For you, Gemini. So as you can see, we've got some cards picked out, a couple of oracle decks. The Crow Tarot is the tarot deck that we're going to use for you today for your reading. Starting off with the Goddess Oracle. All of the decks that I use on this channel are linked and listed down in the description box if you're ever curious about the cards that we're using. Feel free to leave a comment if you ever have any questions. It is a safe space to share your messages that you received, anything that resonated for you, synchronicities that you're going through, anything that you think would help the collective. So feel free to drop a novel in the comment section if you want to. Okay, let's get into it for you today. Gemini, nice deep breath. Light yourself an incense or get something to sip on, or both. Candle, incense, resin, whatever you got going on. We always have a smoke and stuff in the elemental readings, but here we like to keep it quick and choppy with the zodiacs. So we'll leave all the smoking and good stuff up to you today, okay, Gemini? Here we go. Let's see what we get today for your oracles. Bottom of the deck for the Goddess Oracle, Rhiannon. Ooh, with doubt. So like I said, full moon Leo, it's courage, it's fear, it's bravery. And this is where it creeps in. In the maiden phase of the feminine, we get Rhiannon, the goddess, telling us all about where we have doubts, where we have fears, but what the other side of that looks like, which is hope. It's hope, it's faith in the self, believing in the self. So definitely going back to some of the self-help basics here. And everybody battles doubt. Ooh, as we get our card and knock the camera. Sorry about that. Wow. Bottom of the deck, Maya with illusion. So Rhiannon with doubt to start us off. And now, since we've got our card for the reading, this is going to be the bottom of the deck for the reading. It'll stay face up on the altar as we pull the rest of our cards. Maya with illusion is an energy that has been coming up a lot under full moon Leo, okay? So it's something the entire collective is going through, the veil being lifted. Aquarius season is really about that, which is the energy of when this reading is coming out, okay? If you're not in Aquarius season when you're watching this, don't worry about that. It's just the message that under the eldest air sign, your sister energy or brother energy with Aquarius, we get the veil being lifted, the truth coming out. It's the age of miracles, okay, that we're gearing up for, or, you know, fully into now, depending on where you're at with those conspiracy theories, Gemini. So there it is, you know, the age of illusions. You don't want to be lying to yourself in this energy, especially with a full moon on the table. Full moon Leo is about fear and courage. So there's lots of psychological warfare going on out here in the kingdom of angels and demons, the third dimension, okay? So getting a little weird with it, and we love that. Gemini definitely knows how to get weird, and we love that for the entire collective, okay? So really just breathing through it, whether the veil is being lifted for you, or if you're already seeing a lot of the truth out here in the collective and others are, you know, having to come to these illusions and conclusions, I heard, all on their own. Okay. Oh, wow, Bridget. Bridget, we got the trifecta there with the three of them coming up as inspiration, which all that fire energy is very inspiring. So you might be super inspired by something or geared up, excited to use your creative energy right now, full of fire. You're feeling full of fire right now, Gemini, okay? So being very careful with your sexuality under this energy. Okay, I just heard Mama doesn't need to tell you twice. Don't know whose message that was, but there you go. Bridget coming in as a goddess to let us know that where and when we are inspired, we can really trust the feminine energy to be inspired. And if we are not really sure if our desires or inspiration are healthy for us right now, that question right there should be the signifier that something is an illusion, okay? Or there's definitely some kind of an internal lie coming in there. Not lie, but you know what I mean. Like, let's see what the dragons have to say about it. They are the fire creatures, so we can trust their perspective. Talking about fire. Perfect color combinations here with the golden orange dragon that expands your light for ascension. And the advice, be a peaceful warrior. There you go, Gemini. Help those in need. Remember your magnificence. So the key with the, wow, that was fast. The key with the dragons is that they're large, powerful creatures. And if they're not careful, they'll crush their darling little dragon riders, okay? The human little companions that they, link up with and have that bond that's eternal with. So that's, it's a pretty important thing to remember exactly how powerful your feminine energy is here. There's a triple goddess kind of effect coming in for you. Okay, and we'll start with, I just can't get it off. We're going to start with your card for the reading, and then we'll check out your bottom of the deck. But your card for the reading is the Pure White Dragon from Orion that transforms your ascension knowledge into pure wisdom. Wow, we love that for you. So from illusions to wisdom over here, looking all white and pink on this side of the altar. It's a huge alignment, okay? The advice, process what you know, act with truth and honesty, and let your wings of light grow and expand. So the advice is pretty simple. Stay in the higher self, the higher wisdoms. Don't get any of that lesser base primal instinct into that. When you're making choices around friendship, partnerships, especially things like sexuality, or even your creative projects. If you're really trying to achieve artistic goals, you want to keep things in the pure wisdom, pure angelic side of things, as opposed to tapping into some darker emotions to produce right now. Fire is great, but you want it to keep it white hot, okay? Bottom of the deck from the dragons as your theme, the gold and silver violet flame dragon talks about how deep and deeply spiritual and possibly ancestral, okay, through the ancestors and the bloodline your healing might be right now. So that's a pretty big message. Gold and silver violet flame dragon transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. We could use that wisdom at all times. And the advice, it's time for transmutation, magic, and healing. Offer service under grace. Okay, so being very, very careful when we're offering help to others right now, making sure that we have that kind of energy to give, first of all, and that we are capable of being truthful and honest. So sometimes people ask us for help, we can't help them. And that's being truthful and honest with yourself as well as others, okay? Super important for the collective to remember when they are tapping into service. If you hear any noise in the background, it's just Babe. I think he's just getting home. He might come and interrupt us here in a second. As we step into your tarot cards, let's see what we get for the tarot here today under full moon Leo for Gemini. Okay. Yeah, it's feeling a little bit challenging in the social arena. I would say nothing too major, but you never really know, right? There's general messages, could be anything going on in the collective or in your social circles. We'll definitely get more information with the tarot here. Oops. Almost just threw those right off the altar. Okay. One more shuffle. Nah, two more shuffle. Gotta feel it out. Maybe that's the advice for you, okay? Gotta feel it out. And let's see here. bottom of the deck. Ooh, wealthy, abundant. This is feeling lucky. Feeling very, very lucky. Gemini with the Ace of Pentacles to start us off. So a gift, a really beautiful, valuable, physical gift that you can hold into your hands. So if you're looking for anything specific, resource-based, the theme that you get is incoming. Okay, so that's really powerful. Everybody is looking for an ace like that right now, and if not, the luck to align to one. So well done in your alignment out here, Gemini. Getting your work done. I just heard spiritual escrow, which means, you know, when you can unlock wealth, and it shows up for you in the physical, it's not going to work and clocking in and getting the hourly wage that you signed a contract for. Okay, this is the ability to make the dollar wage or the hourly wage, or, you know, to make a certain amount. And if it's a career-based thing, that's the type of gift coming in. First card out, it's a little janky. Five of Swords. Now, with you being Gemini, this is all up in your arena. So you can spot this a mile away when people are selfish. It might be something you're challenged with right now, is not being jealous, envious, you know, or not, it's like a bit of a frustration energy where you want a win-win situation. You're just not receiving any opportunities like that right now. So it's, you know, everything that you are learning, understanding, receiving is slightly off, like the 5 is, right? There's 3 on one side, 2 on the other. It's slightly off balance. So the good thing, hi baby, Kiwi never comes into the readings. She's been all about it this moon cycle. So yeah, the 5 is something that you want to transition out of rather quickly, and it's typically a past energy in the position it's sitting in your reading. So we're not too worried about it, but it is on the table. So we're going to figure out why in a second here. Oh, as we get the next one. Ooh, this is a big heavy hitter. Okay, Gemini, when you get an interruption, you also get a music box. So thank you for your patience. This is for you. Okay, getting back into it. So, Justice, Major Arcana number 11, it's a big one. It's about the balancing of the scales, and this is, again, very, very in your arena in terms of energy right now. You can handle all of the mental anguish that people usually feel when karmic justice, law, and order are on the table. So 5 of Swords and the Justice card together over here, there's going to be a lot of exposure. That's really how this feels. This is going to be a lot of exposure with Maya and illusions over here. The illusions that people have been living in that they're going to get away with, you know, their janky behavior or attitudes or anything like that is really slipping. So take that as a warning if that's for you. But typically that feels like it's in your arena. Somebody isn't quite moving the way that you would, you know, want them to move if you had a choice, as we get our third card and our central energy, the Knight of Wands. Okay, with the Knights we get the Warriors. This is you, as you can see with Bridget and all her beautiful flame in her halo here. Knight of Wands is a fire element as well. So the inspiration, the mission that you're on, you're very driven right now, very ambitious right now. Under full moon Leo, all the fire activations are happening within your system. So if you have any issues going on with your gut, you know, that's likely to do with anything, if there's any resistance in this arena. You could be selling yourself short in some way. Actually, that's coming through, Gemini, for you. Selling yourself short. Oh my God, I totally forgot that I just put laundry on. Okay, we're going to have to just rock our way through this one while this starts shaking up the house. Anyways, on mission, very focused. This definitely feels like something that you're aware of, the drive that you have within you right now. This could be towards romantic relationships. This could be career driven, or it could just be your ambition, the way that, you know, your inspiration is really driving you towards something. So a project, an achievement, or success in some way. Okay. Very curious actually to see the rest of your cards and get some context here. No surprise that Gemini is a little bit of a mystery, even to myself being a Pisces tarot reader. Even still, Gemini doing a little bit of the mystery game. No surprise. So you likely know exactly what kind of focus and drive you have this warrior energy surrounding, and that's what we're going to see for the rest of your message. Kind of holding out until the last cards to get the full understanding of this message for you, Gemini. So let's see, we need 2 more. And oh, there's one. You saw it, but I didn't. I think it was the World card. Now I want to get the next one so we can see our bottom of the deck as well. I'm so sorry again about the laundry. I really hope it's not driving you too crazy, but you know, when you're working from home, you got to get your chores done. You got to get the rest of the work done, and that's exactly what's going on. My lovely Kiwi, who stepped into your reading earlier, it just got sick all over one of our blankets, and it had to be washed. So there was no way I was going to hesitate on that. It's so funny being a mom, cat mom. I never had pets all my life. Maybe this is a message for you, Gemini. It's so funny being a mom or having those mom vibes now. I don't have kids. I've never had pets, and except one dog one time. And now with Kiwi in my life and as my baby, it's so interesting how disruptive how disruptive your life can be when it's full. Okay, so that's how this is feeling as we get the 8 of Pentacles on the bottom. We see the Tower out there as our 5th card, looking disruptive. Perfect word for us here. 8 of Pentacles is mastery. Okay, this is the energy of being a master, working very, very, very hard to master a skill. Likely an achievement, something in your career, you know, something around, if it's not a career-based type of achievement that you are very focused on hitting that mark right now, then it's going to be a skill, a dollar amount. It's always mastery. It always has to do with the earthly realm. I really hope that's sinking in, because that's all the words I'm getting for you for it, as we desperately want to see your 4th card, the World card. And your 5th card, the Tower. Okay, so Major Arcana 21 with the World. It is a congratulations. It's a ceremony. The universe says to you, well done. You have completed a session, finished a test, leveled up, achieved a mastery, which is perfect, because centrally it seems like that's really what you're looking for. Coming off of some really unfair treatment, okay? Some not truthful analysis or judgment. So if you're being scored on something, or, you know, tested in that kind of way by the authority figures here, with justice being on the board, it's like it didn't go fairly. There was nepotism, somebody else got privilege, you weren't given your fair and just, desserts here. Fascinating. But on the other side of your central energy, as you push, okay, this is a real push in this energy. If that's the message that you need to hear, it is time to really push and to complete something, because right on the other side of this huge amount of energy, huge amount of drive, you get the World and then the Tower. So you finish something that you wanted to do, you get the thumbs up, green light that your work is done from the universe, from spirit, even from a person with justice being on the board. You could get that same authority figure now turning around and saying, well done. And immediately the Tower comes in, which, as you can see, is a huge, huge disruption. We call this card a bit of a shock. And by a bit, I mean like a huge shock for most people. But I am talking to Gemini energy here. And Gemini typically sees things coming when it wants to. Pure White Dragon from Orion here, which I'll show you again. Let's get her up nice and close. Transforms your ascension knowledge into pure wisdom. Okay, so act with truth and honesty, with judgment. Judgment. Interesting. With justice on the board here, truth and honesty is the key. Okay, so if you've done no wrong, it's time for you to speak your piece and prove. You know, there might be some needing to prove, or have that type of conversation where questions are asked that you do need to answer truthfully and honestly, because here we get the conclusion, and then the Tower, where the crumbling of a foundation, something falls apart, you lose something, or are completely shocked by the outcome. Typically the Tower is something that people are afraid of and they get really scared of. I don't feel that way for you, Gemini, even though it does feel like a typical Tower moment. You're really, really surprised by the outcome of a situation or the way that things fall apart or fall together. This is from Spirit. Both of these cards indicate the acknowledgement of the universe, of Spirit at large, okay? Coming in and congratulating you, as well as completely destroying something. And it's for you. This is not against you. This is not because you did something wrong. I mean, there were options in the leading up to this Tower moment where you could have potentially ended something, turned in a direction, or created this type of, you know, shocking outcome on your own, but because you didn't, or, you know, it just wasn't in the cards for you to do so, Spirit comes in and clears the path for you. This feels like a reward. Now, in the moment, Gemini, because I'm outside of you looking in as a supportive, guiding, loving force, I see this as a reward for you. You might not see it that way. The Tower, typically when we're reading for somebody as tarot readers, we don't read this as something they're looking for or something they want. It's actually the avoidance of looking directly at something that is wanted so deeply. Like the Tower is attached to a desire that is true, heartfelt, authentic, it's spiritual. And that's why when the alignment is not there, Spirit comes in and interferes. So that's that kind of disruption and interference. It's coming from Spirit, and it's based on the alignment of something that not only you want, but you have earned, okay? And that's the world saying you have earned this, baby. You worked very, very hard to achieve something, to master a skill, to be deserving, with the Eight of Pentacles pairing up as our theme with Justice, to be deserving of something. I mean, that's so beautiful and so powerful and so Gemini. So with Violet Flame, you get the gold and silver elements here with the Violet Flame Dragon. That's precious metals, that's valuable resources, the energy and the theme of deep, deep, deep healing on the most valuable level. Even over here, both the World and the Tower are feeling that same energy. The most valuable thing that mankind, humanity can achieve is what is rooted in all of this. Okay, that's the purpose, underneath whatever it is that you're going through under this full moon, Gemini. I know it might be a little bit spiritual. It might be a little bit... what's the word? All of the words are gone with you, Gemini. So if communication is the issue, because anything that comes up in a reading is definitely part of the reading. Consider it a synchronicity, your own personal message, or, you know, just a key element that could be unlocking interesting information for you. Whatever the mission is here, you are very, very focused and driven for it. And this is the universe coming in to support you in all of that, even if it looks crazy. With Justice and the Tower out here relating to our theme, not only have you mastered something, you've karmically balanced it out. 8 is a number of power. When it comes to karma, it's as above, so below. It's alchemy, and it's what you've done. Being minor arcana up here, this is your interaction with this energy. Anything minor arcana or court cards could be you or your people around you directly affecting you, and that's what this is. It's saying you did this. You worked very, very hard to achieve something you wanted. Fire as an element is all about desire, intuition, inspiration, as Bridget shows us up here. I mean, it couldn't be more in alignment for you, but with the 5 of Swords being out here to start us and the Tower to finish, it's like somebody is definitely getting exposed for bad karma, bad behavior, and even though it's attached to you, Gemini, and you will always have a twinning effect on the people that you bring close to you or the people in your life, it is feeling like you're involved. It still feels like this is for you. And I wouldn't even necessarily say that you're going to lose somebody here if they betrayed you or act selfishly or were jealous. It almost feels like an opportunity for real growth. So whether this is in a romantic relationship, a friendship, or, you know, a peer-to-peer thing where this is at work or within your career or business in any way, somebody's really getting exposed for some janky ass, shady ass behavior, and it doesn't look like it's going to go smoothly because Spirit interferes over here, probably for all 3 involved. If there are 3 involved in this situation, this is Spirit being like, we're ending this, we're giving this the green light, like, yes, well done, and we're changing this. There's change, transmutation, change, shifting, all of the spiritual things going on over here when this situation changes. So that's your reading today, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed this one, got everything you needed out of it. Thank you so much for being here today. Please give the video a big thumbs up. If you did enjoy it, it really, really, really helps for others to see these videos as well, okay? Again, thank you for being here. Be sure to check out other videos on the channel. There is tons of content up for the moon cycles. As we move forward, the next moon cycle is going to be new moon Pisces. So make sure you stop back in and check that out in about a week's time. We love you so much, and we'll see you on your next reading.